So I'm gonna need Stephanie Thompson to come to the front of the congregation, because why do I see people in comment section saying that they offered you housing and you told them no, that you turned it down?
Bought her some kind of bed for while we're here in the motel.
Resilient Jenkins have willingly put themselves in the situation they are in. They are living in a homeless shelter, which is rent free, and there are 7 of them living there in one room. Now, Stephanie says she would do anything to put them in a home, and yet they have been offered a 3-bedroom property with a knockdown price of rent and deposit, with no checks to landlords or anybody else. And yet Stephanie said to the lady offering this once in a lifetime deal, no thank you. We are now going to hear evidence that is presented by a TikToker, and she quite rightly doesn't call her Stephanie Jenkins, because she's in fact not married to Andrew. She is married to someone else who is in prison. So let's hear what this lady has got to say, and believe you me, it is outrageous what Stephanie is doing.
It can't be Jenkins. She's not married to Andrew. She's currently married to someone that essayed their own mother and siblings. So I'm gonna need Stephanie Thompson to come to the front of the congregation, because why do I see people in comment section saying that they offered you housing and you told them no, that you turned it down? I know people can be lying on the internet, but just like how they could be lying, they could be telling the truth too. And I've seen multiple comments of people saying that they've offered her housing and she turned it down.
Has Stephanie turned it down for a good reason? That is what I keep asking myself every time I see someone saying something like this. So that is something to consider. I will give you my opinion as the video goes on, though.
Stephanie, if this is true, then that just further solidifies why those kids need to be taken and placed in a home where they will be loved and nurtured and actually put as priority, because you put Drew's wants first, not even your wants, because your self-esteem is down the drain and it's all about what Drew wants. That's why you come out here and embarrass yourself every single day by being with this man that you know is cheating on you, that doesn't provide for your kids, that allowed y'all to be in a motel room, that has you come out here and lie and say that the PS5 is for Miss Rachel, but then here you go panning to him playing on it while y'all changing motel rooms every 28 days. A man that you knew was a deadbeat, but you still decided to have kids by him, and then now you complain about him being a deadbeat to your kids. You put that person over your kids' emotional well-being, financial stability, safety, heavy on the safety, because the reason why those kids was in the living room to begin with in that last apartment is because Drew wanted to be in the bedroom so that way I could continue making kids.
Well, I have to say, I can't fault her so far. She is bang on. Stephanie does put Andrew above everyone, including herself and her children. And then she comes on the internet and complains about the situation that she put herself and her children in. And she did quite rightly choose to have more children with Andrew. So why is she still bitching, whinging, and moaning about him? Well, it's because it makes content, doesn't it? People go to her channel and listen to her ranting and raving, and they hate watch her. But at the end of the day, Stephanie doesn't give a shit, does she? Because it pays her money. And all the time she's in that homeless shelter place, she doesn't have to pay rent. So she gets to keep all of the money from the fruits of her labour.
Y'all priorities have always been in the wrong place. That's why we seen them Trojans sitting on top of your refrigerator. But you're gonna have to come on here and prove that these people lying about them offering you housing and you turning it down, because at this point enough is enough. You want to live in homelessness, that's your business, but these kids don't deserve that. I just seen this comment in the comment section of a video of someone showing a housing option that Stephanie can use, because there are some, and someone said my aunt offered her a home in LeGrand, $500 down payment and $600 rent. No credit checks, no landlord checks. She just wanted to help these kids. Stephanie told her no thank you.
Can you imagine trying to help this totally ungrateful woman and her turning around and saying no thank you to a 3-bedroom property with a rent of only $600 a month, which is an absolute steal. It's like not paying any rent at all and only a $500 deposit. That is an insane thing to say no to, in my opinion. But in the comments, I did read a comment that said this is quite away from where they actually live now in Portland, Oregon. So if they did move there, then it may affect what happens to Deshaun. He may get taken away from them and given to his biological mother. So that is something to consider as well. So maybe she's not so stupid. I don't know if that's true or not. None of us know if that's true or not. And I wouldn't normally defend her, but you've got to be fair in these situations. You do have to sort of see other people's point of view as well. I mean, if that's not true, then yeah, she's absolutely insane.
Imagine only having to pay $600 in rent. Imagine only having to do a $500 deposit, not first month or last month. Stephanie, you better, ooh, girl. Girl then followed up with saying, my aunt lives a few hours away from where they stay. She has several duplexes and 2 houses. She offered Stephanie a 3-bedroom house that has a fenced-in backyard in LeGrand, Oregon. She offered to let them pay a very low deposit and monthly rent of $600-ish per month for a year. Then the rent will go up to $900 after a year. Only $900, imagine. Most landlords want first and last month's rent and a high deposit. My aunt even said she wouldn't do a credit check or landlord background check. The house is nice. Even has a food island, big rooms. One of the bedrooms even has a window seat. She just wanted to help get those kids out of that hotel. The only reply she got back was a no, thank you. Someone else responded by saying that they know a woman that knows property owners in Stephanie's area that offered her the same, and Stephanie turned those down as well.
If it's true that Stephanie turned down offers of decent, affordable housing in the area that she lived, then yes, she does need her head testing. But then it just goes to prove what everyone has said all along. All Stephanie does is rage bait to earn money. Because let's face it, if she moved into one of these houses, then she wouldn't have a story to tell, would she? She wouldn't be going viral every 5 minutes and earning thousands of dollars. She would have a home to put her children in, and her children would be far better off under those circumstances. They would have a far better life. But then her and Drew would have to get off of their backside and get a proper job. She wouldn't be able to swan around on TikTok all day, every day, doing whatever she wants. And he wouldn't be able to sit on his PS5 all the time and go out and clean people's car wheels.
What's going on, Stephanie? Because all the empathy done right now. The empathy that people have for you and your family is gone. Now it's turned into anger solely for those kids because they do not deserve this lifestyle that you are placing on them. She loves to call the people that hold her accountable her haters, but it's not even that people hate. People just want to see you make one decision in the best interest of your children. At least just one. And get rid of that dog bed for Manova and get her a pack-in place so that way she doesn't crawl out of it and someone steps on her or she puts something in her mouth while you're sleeping. Pack-in place are $50 on Amazon.
I don't think Stephanie Jenkins or Stephanie Thompson is ever going to put her children first. All the time she has aspirations of keep earning money on TikTok. Let me know in the comments if you agree with me. And putting that baby in that little sandwich bed thing is more insane than I've ever seen anything in my life.
Baby girl has outgrown her bassinet, and that thing is in not the best condition anymore from us having to move it back and forth from the whole motel situation. I don't give a fuck what your opinion is on this one because I know what's best for my situation. Bought her some kind of bed for while we're here in the motel. Do y'all see this? I'm gonna have to get a different angle because that's gonna be too satisfying. Hold on. Aw, mama, look at your little sandwich. You want to lay in your sandwich? At the this here for a lot longer than you would anticipate. Doesn't mean that that's not still the most practical move. You feel me? A crib in here wouldn't be practical. Vacuum sealing is insane. Like what?
It is so dangerous, it is unbelievable, and that poor child is not going to be safe in there. Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye for now.